Hello, hello. Sandy from Ledoux Designs here to create with you guys tonight. I hope you're as excited as I am. We're going to give it just a second or two for a couple of people to pop on. This is Pink Fresh Studios. This is their Vines and Roses set. It's a huge stamp that goes from here to here. It's all one piece, one whole piece, and then there's some sentiments at the bottom. There are 5 sentiments but only 4 sentiment dies. So this one down here on the bottom that says don't let the hard days win, that one doesn't actually have a die that goes with it, but the rest of them they do. So if you're just popping on, be sure to say hello so that, hey, Michelle. Yay, yay. Super glad to have you here. So what I was saying is this is the Pink Fresh Studio we're using tonight. This stamp set goes from here to the top, and this die goes over it like this. So it fits on there perfectly. So you stamp it all in one shot like this. And then when you lay the die over it, I actually have this one in the opposite direction, you can just cut it all in one shot. So it's just one run through the machine. That's all you need. And if you want, you can put sentiments down the side and stick the dies on those as well. So it works out pretty quick. And when you purchase the die set, they actually give you the magnetic sheet inside here that holds your dies in place. So that's pretty cool too. So they won't fall off while you're hanging around. Anyway, so I really like this set. That's why I wanted to play with it tonight so you guys could see how. So I have several things planned out. This right here is the washi tape. It's very large. It's this full size, but when you lay this down, it is exactly the same design that comes on the stamp. So if you don't want to color, you can use the washi tape to make the same flowers, but you won't have to color them. So we're going to do both. Hey, Mom. So we're going to do both so I can show you how they work. I have 2 cards with this set planned for tonight and 2 cards for tomorrow night. So one card will be with the washi tape and the other card will be with what we're going to color right here. So tonight we're going to color the ones that I put the little X by. So we're going to color this one, this one, this one, and this one. And tomorrow we'll do the other ones. Or, you know, if I have some time, I might whip out a couple of those so you won't have to watch a repeat of coloring it tomorrow, but we'll see. So let's go ahead and get started. I have already chosen the colors. Yes, Tammy, Pink Fresh. I know, right? This is so pretty, and I actually have another one on order because I liked it so much. The one that I have on order is like a fruits and vegetables kind of thing that looked very, very cool as well. So I thought, yeah, I'm going to need that because I just think fruits and vegetables are just super cute. Look, my mat is so dirty. I'm sorry. All the glare on there for you guys to look at. I'm going to wipe it up real quick so you don't have to look at all that glare while you're watching me. Okay, I already have the colors picked out, so we can go ahead and get started. We're going to start with the leaves just because I kind of feel like that's the easy part for you guys, although I'm not sure everyone will agree. But we're going to zoom in, and like I said earlier, we're going to make 2 cards tonight and we're going to make 2 cards tomorrow night. So I'm going to show you how versatile this entire set is. So I'm zooming in, but I'm going to flip this around because again, we're only going to color 4 of them tonight. So if you can stick around, you'll get to see the cards tonight as well. And I did prepare the actual card pieces that we're going to need to create our designs. So you won't have to sit here and watch me cut it all. I've already gotten that part ready. So that's exciting. So we're going to use G99 to start off with these leaves. And when I do the leaves, I like to put the dark at the base, but then the vein in the middle, I like to put the darkest color there as well. So we actually have 4 colors chosen for this pattern, but all of the leaves will be the same. So it's a pretty easy process. It won't take us too long to get through them, but we definitely want our leaves to look really pretty. Hey, Cheryl. Yeah, Facebook got mad at me when I tried to log in too, so I struggled a little with my login, so don't worry, no worries at all. We've just started, so you haven't missed anything really yet. We're just starting on the leaves. But what I love about this is if you're at a time where you don't have time to color or don't want to color, there's washi tape you can use in place of the coloring, which I think is amazing. I mean, when I was looking at it in the store, I said, well, I want to color them. I don't just want to use washi tape. And the lady goes, well, that's why they made stamps too. So clearly I had to buy the stamps. But you can purchase just the washi tape and the dies, but then you have word dies that that are kind of useless because you sort of need the words, and if you cut it out, it just won't make sense. So I'm going to go ahead and keep going with my leaves here. This is a different paper than I've been using lately. Somebody gifted me some Hammer Mill Premium Color Copy Cover, and so we're testing this out tonight. So we'll see how well we like coloring on this. So far so good. It feels pretty smooth. It's not too complicated. Seems to be treating my nibs okay, but again, when I say testing it out, I have to color on it a lot before I'm gonna really know how it behaves. So let's just give it a bit of time, especially since I just cleaned my markers. So they're pretty happy markers right now. Tell me what I think of that paper. I will. I mean, so far it glides very easily with the marker on it, which I really like. It's very smooth. It feels a little bit like Express It, which used to be my favorite. But definitely a lot different than the paper I've been using lately. But yeah, so we have 2 more to do, so I'm gonna stop while they're still kind of wet, and we'll go with the next color, and then we'll go back and do the other leaves here in a few minutes. So the next number I chose was G94. So this one's gonna be really similar to the last one, and you'll notice that I'm just doing brush strokes like in a different area than where I put the first set. Just this is starting to build texture. What paper was it? It's Hammer Mill. It says Hammer Mill Premium Color Copy Cover paper. That's what the package says. And like I said, it was gifted to me. I did a whole lot of donations to this, to the military troops recently, and I do a lot of gifting of stamps and all kinds of stuff to the military, so they sent me the paper and said, try this and see if you like it. I was like, aw, that was so nice. I'm giving to you, you don't have to give back. But they said, you're so nice and gave us so much, we just wanted to do a little something for you. Hope you like it. I was like, aw. So nice. Hey, Marianne. So I've been super busy today trying to, I had a lot of doctor's appointments and dentist appointments today, so that was yucky. And then when I got home, I started working on preparing the cards for tonight because I've never used this set before. I didn't want to look like a crazy person. It's one of your papers we were playing with, Tammy. Oh, that's good to know because I liked that paper that you used. So I guess I'm going to like this one too. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure what. There's been a lot of people that say that this paper, like, I've heard a lot of people say this paper is not good, but I mean, it's very easy to use. I can see why people use it. I'd be curious to know what everyone else's favorite paper is, so definitely comment if you have a favorite paper because I'd love to try it. I'm trying to find myself a new paper. Only here for a few minutes. Check your messages after live. Okay, thank you. I'm waiting for a stamp set to arrive before I send your happy mail. Oh, thank you. Yes, thank you. I'm very excited. I've been getting a few packages. You guys will be so excited to know that I have a lot of stuff up my sleeve coming your way for lives. They won't be just coloring lives, but they will still consist of coloring, so don't be worried about that. But I also got some project dies and some just some different stuff so we can do a mixture of things that we haven't done before. Don't you just love new stuff? I love new stuff. So this is my third color and I only have 4, so what I'm doing is I'm doing around the outside and then I'm kind of filling in any of the white space and just leaving a very tiny spot for the highlight. Okay, have fun, Marianne. So, yeah, so that's what I'm doing with this. I'm leaving that, just those tip areas for the lightest color, and you'll see how much that stands out once we flip to the next color. Because this is G24, but our last highlight color is going to be a YG color, just to give it a little bit of oomph. Hugs right back at you, Marianne. So I have several. So you guys are a little talkative. I love that. So I want to let you know that I have been working with a few companies so that I can, Marianne is one of them, so I can start using some of their stamp sets. So Marianne with Rabbit Hole Designs and Pajama Crafter, I'll be working with her. And then I'll be working with Whimsy. I mean, not with them, but as like an influencer for that. I'll be using their product. That shipment just came in today, so I'm excited about that. Then Scrappy Boy, Scrappy Tales, and the newest addition will be Trinity Stamps, and I'm waiting for that package to arrive. So many good things, new things for you guys to see and how they work and all of that. So much fun. Be sure that you're watching the TikTok and YouTube as well, because I will be doing some videos, not just speed videos, but regular videos on YouTube, instructional coloring videos where it'll just be an instruction. So that's coming as well. So much stuff going on in the background. That's why I've been so busy, not to mention all the sales I've been trying to do on the Deal or No Deal to make room for all the new stuff. You're excited for this adventure as it unfolds? Yes, it's going to be all kinds of new stuff. All kinds of new ideas. So I'm real excited about it. Also, Dale wants me to go back to, or wants me to start doing a few lessons on beginner Copic coloring. So very beginner steps, why we do it, how to choose the colors, why the markers work the way they do, why I do the things I do, kind of stuff. And if you guys are interested in that, I could definitely do them on a live like I am now, or I can do them on YouTube if you prefer to see them that way. So yeah, we have some of that in the making as well, because Dale really wants me to, so he can learn too. Just popped in to say hi. Oh no, I hope he's okay, Darlene. Sounds like you've been crazy busy. So the last color is YG21, and this one is quite a bit different, so it's really going to change our leaves. So when I start here, make sure you're comparing to the other ones so you can really see how much this changes up. So notice I'm coloring from the top down because I don't want to drag this dark into that light area. So you can see I'm just starting from the edges and pulling down. So let me see if I can show you up close. You can see how the yellow really starts popping into those leaves. It's a little bit more vibrant in real life, but it looks pretty cool. Now this particular stamp set, you don't have to be real specific. If you go outside the lines, it's going to be okay. But yeah, I like the way this this is not traditionally my favorite leaf combination. I chose something new for you guys for this, but I like how it came out, so I'm pretty happy with it. But because we're going to die cut these out and you're going to be looking at it as a whole, if you make any mistakes outside the lines or whatever, it's not going to really matter all that much. Need to take some stamped images and pens with me. That's a really good idea, Darlene. I've done that at doctor visits and stuff. Just if I was working on a project, I'd just take the project, a clipboard, and a little bag with markers, and then work on that. And I'll give you, well, you'll probably be there a long time, but my visits were always, you know, shorter than that. So if I had a few things, like when I was doing my Christmas cards, I used to take them with me everywhere I went, and I would just work on, like, stamp them all out and just work on all skin tone. That way I only had to take a few markers instead of a whole bunch of markers. And then the next time I'd take the red and green. You know, it's just kind of a little bit of a tip on how you can travel, take them with you, and still get work done, but not have to carry your whole marker box. I think I need, yeah. But when I go, like when I used to go for car repairs and stuff like that, I'd take the whole box and sit in their little room and just color my heart out. You have your cards from December, you never. There you go, and you can be ahead for Christmas this year. So you can see now right here how much more of a subtle green this is and how much brighter it gets as the ink dries. So it doesn't look quite as bright until it starts really drying. I like that about this paper too, which means it stays wet a little bit longer. What I have noticed so far though is if you oversaturate it, it does go outside the lines a little bit faster than some other papers do. So you'll want to be cautious about that when you're doing this. So I was trying to think if there was anyone else that I was working with, but there's a bunch of companies. So Oh, Sassy Club, we have them. So there's a whole bunch of companies that we're going to be working with. So lots of stuff. See, like for this, you could just take all the greenery colors and then you could just color greenery like till there's no tomorrow. All right, we have two more. So we have this one here and this one here. And those are the only four we're going to do for our card tonight. And then I'm going to show you how to use the washi tape. So I kind of want you to be able to see more than just coloring tonight. And then because of 4th of July, we're not going to do Thursday. We're going to do Wednesday. So I will be here tomorrow as well to finish up this project. And tomorrow I will announce what's coming up on the next project. I haven't decided because all my stuff's coming in and I'm super excited to work with everything. So I'm struggling a little with picking what's next because I just want to do it, all of it. But I do have this project. I'm excited. So maybe that one will be next. But I'll definitely show you and we'll talk about it. But I'm excited. I want to do more than just coloring for you guys though. Show you new products, do new stuff. And Dale wants to learn to color, so he needs the basics. And I don't know, I think a bunch of you saw that I was weighing and cleaning my markers recently. That is very important. So I will probably be doing some videos on that soon. And read the posts when I post them, because I posted a contest recently and we had very slim amount of people in the contest. So, and I sent a prize package to the winner. So just so you know, if you aren't sure, because these flowers are not real defined, if you're not sure exactly what is flower and what is leaf, you can always look at this. This is the back of this stamp set that kind of shows you another way to color it and what are leaves and what are flowers. So that's really helpful. Hi Laura, nice to see you popping in. Has anyone ever seen this stamp set before, or one similar to this? I'm just curious if anyone has ever seen this one before, because this was new to me. I had never seen this and I thought it was really neat. What greens am I using? G99, G94, G24, and YG21. So these ones. Just 4 of them. Those are the 4 that we're using. And you can always catch those numbers on the YouTube video that I post after this live. I always put the color combinations that I used in that video in the comments section. So if you ever want to go back and you can't remember what colors they are, you can look at the description on the YouTube video. So also, because I've had so many things going on, I started a color and combination book. So so later I can show you what that looks like too, and you guys can maybe practice that for your color combos as well. It's been working out very nicely. So I'm really just sticking mostly to the bottom of these flowers, just putting some depth in there. You're welcome. Anytime. Okay. So those will be the last two that we're going to color tonight, but we are going to die cut it out. Dale said he was going to help us, but he isn't even in here, so I don't know how well that'll go. He might be back. You never know. You never know. So tomorrow we'll do our live. I'll have Cooper here, just FYI. He's gonna stay with Grandma tomorrow night. So if you hear his little voice in the background tomorrow, you'll know why. Can you add the colors where you used them on your YouTube? If that's too much, that's fine. Not sure what you mean. Do you mean like for it to pop up on the live? Because it's right here. Tell me what you need. I think Dale might be working on something similar to that right now. So let me know. If you mean like you want me to put the video number to pop up on the screen in the corner while I'm doing the live, maybe. Because Dale just brought that up to me tonight and said he wanted to do that. And I was like, why? It's right there. He said, just to be helpful. If that's helpful, just let me know. We'll see if we can add that. Oh, you like the leaves? I like them too. They came out really good. They have depth. They have color. I like that. So yeah, this coloring won't take as long as usual, so we're going to be card making here in a little bit. And I'm excited to show you guys the cards ideas I have for tonight and tomorrow. When you list your colors and say leaves beside, oh, because I just put the colors and I don't say what each set of colors is used for. Yes, I can do that. I used to do that, but then I was like, well, some of them I use for multiple things, so, but I don't mind. I can definitely do that. I don't think that will take too much time. I don't mind. This is me trying to color from every direction, so I don't have to flip the paper around and make you guys dizzy. The paper's smooth. It will help a lot of new people as well. Good point. Thank you so much. I like that feedback. That's great. Okay, we need to do this little one right here, tiny one right there. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be covering that up when I make the card, but that's okay. So they look real dark until you start adding these lighter colors. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Cheryl. Once you start adding these lighter colors, it just gets so much more vibrant. I really like it. But the watercolors are so much different than what I'm coloring, so I like that you have such a variety. And you could color these however you wanted. You could change it up. And so now the outside, and then blending up and leaving that highlight area for our last color. Trying to keep it close at hand and trying to keep my hand far enough away that you can see the technique. So no judgment on me going outside the lines, because you get more, the further away you are from the nib. So the closer you are like this, the more control you have. The further back, the less control. So it's, you can see, but my control gets a little out of hand sometimes. So I might go outside the lines. So just know that that's why. When I'm coloring at home, I don't color back this far on the marker unless I'm doing like a background and I'm really blending. You love that stamp? Yes, I can't wait. It really is. And you could really put anything you want on the card with this. Now they gave you some sentiments which are really nice. I'll read them while I'm... One is, "You are amazing," which goes great with the flowers. And one is, "I miss your smile." That's a good one to send to my son.
Hello, Cheryl.
Yep, Dale just showed up. You love my new variety? Yay! Yep, we're going to try to touch base on a whole lot of new items. So I think that's going to be really fun. I hope you guys are catching the speed videos. I've been trying to do a few of them as well. They're fun, but it's challenging to edit them. They're definitely not as easy as they look. I think in time they'll get easier. But they can only be so long, and you guys know I don't color fast, so I'm not a fast colorer. So some of them I've done videos on and then I can't use them because they're too long and I just can't cut them down. But it's okay, I'll get the hang of it. You've watched all of the YouTube videos? Yay, Cheryl. That is awesome. I can tell people are popping on. I've been getting all these little achievement awards and things on YouTube and TikTok and all those, so that's kind of exciting. All right, one more leaf and then the light color, and then we get to do the flowers. And there's not too many flowers on this one. More flowers tomorrow night. Trying to get my numbers up for me. You're so sweet. I love that. Yeah, it's harder to build them on YouTube. The other ones, they're a little bit easier.
Here's what I found.
Hey, nobody's talking to you, Siri. Why would she randomly say, I didn't even touch anything? I love that. I'm trying to get my numbers up too. But I'm having fun in the process, so I hope you guys are liking the videos. There'll definitely be new stuff, different stuff. I've been selling some old stuff to make room for new stuff. These are really neat though. I like these. I think this idea was super. I don't know exactly who came up with this idea, but it is awesome. Gives you such a variety of ways to use this. The other sentiment, one sentiment is, I am your biggest fan, which I think is super cute for a crafty friend.
Is that one big stamp?
Yep, one big stamp. It's all one piece. Look, all stuck together, the whole thing, all the way, one piece. And it's stamped really easily with my Misty, the large Misty. It doesn't fit in the small one, but it fits perfectly in the 8.5 by 11 one, not the, they have a 12 by 12, which it would work in as well, but I don't have that one. I only have 8.5 by 11 and the like smaller one for A2 cards. I don't know the exact measurements of it though, so I can't tell you that right now, but there we go. Okay, so all our greenery is done. So I love that. I have several colors that I'm going to use tonight. Tomorrow we're going to use a couple of different colors, but tonight we're going to use two colors. We're going to use this orangish red color, and then we're also going to use this tealish blue color. So we're going to use those. You rarely use your 12 by 12. Yeah, I don't know that I would use my 12 by 12 very often, but I definitely use the other one, the 8.5 by 11, a lot, because I can stamp more stuff at one time. So we're only going to do one flower in this blue color tonight. So it's going to be this flower right here. So there's not a lot of detail in here, so you can almost make this design however you want, and that's probably because it's watercolor. So what I'm doing is I'm choosing where the center part of this flower is, and I'm putting some depth under those petals that are lifted up, and then a little bit coming out from that deep area right there. This is also tucked under there, and then I'm going to do the same thing there, putting just a little bit of accent marks on here because we want it to look like the petals are shadowed in some areas. And then as we go inside, this part in the middle will be the darkest part because it's in the center of the flower. And then anything coming up from this area would also have some depth, but not around the outside yet. So we're just building in the deepest, darkest parts of the flower. And then I only chose 3 colors in this combination. I chose 5 in the next combination, so you could see the difference between doing 3 versus doing 5 colors. So this particular one, I'm going to go a little bit further and all the way around the outside with this one because I'm only leaving highlight areas. So I'm going to start putting my brush strokes in there all the way around and then up over where I put them before, leaving that really lighter area for the lighter one. And I don't really want it to be a flat, so I added some little brush strokes there. I don't want it to be a flat, everything ends in one spot. So this one is 2 separate petals right there. So I'm just kind of building that out. And really this flower, you can almost do whatever you want with it. It's not real defined. So I'm just building it into a flower in the way that I see it. So it's up to your own imagination. I'm just leaving the lightest areas. They can be anywhere for the highlight color. Need a little bit more right here. There we go. Now we're going to use B04 for our last color, and you're going to notice that this time, instead of coming from the center and going out, I'm going to start from the edge and go in. Again, that's because I don't want to drag these dark colors out into this. I want it to stay pushed back. It leaves the lighter color on the edge a little bit more visible to see. Right now you can't see it quite as well, but you will as it dries. So With this paper, it seems like you got to give it a little bit of time to dry in order to see the big difference. Also, we could choose a lighter color if we wanted to show it being quite different, but I think you'll get enough depth out of this as soon as it dries. So now it looks like a flower versus just a whole lot of a whole lot of whatever right there. If you want, hoping it'll dry. If you want, you can always go back in and deepen some of the depth areas, and I can show you how to do that, although I don't think we really need it, but you could come in here, just kind of build out a few of these, just so you can really see that depth. And then that might help it stand out just a little bit more, but I think we're okay. If you do that and you think it looks funny, you can always go back in with your second color and just soften it just a tad. So notice my marker's not staying on the paper very long at all. And then there you go. I won't go back in with the last color. So we have 2 more flowers to do tonight, these 2, and we're going to change colors. We're not going to use the blue again tonight. We'll use it tomorrow though. And I wanted something that was an orangey red. I didn't want it to be red, so I chose E08, then YR07, so it's going to start brown, orange, red. It's going to start hopping around. R05, R14, and then RV42 for my lightest color. So I kind of took a range of colors, and that's why we have 5. But I think it'll be helpful to see how this plays out. I like the difference between 3 colors and 5 colors. So we'll start with this flower since it looks a whole lot like that one. So again, we're going to start building in that really deep area around the center. And you just choose where you want those brush strokes to go. Again, I'm just trying to build in something that looks like petals. There's a petal here. There's one right here. Then there's a little one hidden behind there. This is our center right here, so the up close towards this one is where our shadow will be. And then we'll have some coming up from here, some coming from here. And then I'm just going to finish that leaf, that petal off so you can see it a little bit better. So that kind of builds us just a little bit of character going on there. Next, we're going to switch over to the second color, which is YR07, and this one is going to be way more orange than the last one. So this one's a little bit more brown, but it helps show a little bit better depth. This one going to be way more orange. So on the second marker, when we did the blue, we did around the outside, but we're not going to do that. Is this a new set I got? Yes, it is. It's Pink Fresh, Vines, and Roses. And wait till you see what we're going to do with these as soon as we finish coloring up these 2 flowers, and then we're ready to make cards. So we're almost to the card making moment. And we're going to make 2 cards tonight. And then if you missed and you want to watch the coloring and stuff tomorrow night, we're going to do the rest of these flowers tomorrow and make different cards. So just kind of give you some ideas of different designed cards that we can make. Okay, so that's marker number 2. Yes, they are beautiful. Angela, have you ever seen these before? Gotta run. Bye, Michelle. Okay, yeah, pop on later. R05 is our 3rd color, so it's the true color, the one that I'm going to put around the outside and everything. So this one's going to get just a bit more love, and it kind of goes a little bit into the red color. So we're changing from orange to red. I just didn't want it to be bright red. Again, try to stay with the artist lines if you can identify them. This one is a little bit harder than most of them are. So you can just kind of make up your own at this point. That's what I'm doing. You can choose to do it however you want. It'll be your flowers. Okay. Yes, Tammy Kirk was here. I don't know if she's still here now, but I think she's watching. She told me she loves these Pink Fresh. But this is very universal. You will really like it, I think. So RV14, this is the one that we're going to add some more, and we're going to leave just the last highlights left. And we'll color the rest in. So just highlight areas is all that gets left now. Just the tippy top areas. And then we have one more color, which is RV42. And this one we're going to go from the outside in so we can keep that really light highlight color on there. And then you have a lot more dimension on that little flower. So pretty, huh? And there's the blue one. That looks much brighter now. And then we're going to do this one orange as well. Now this one is a bit challenging because look, the leaves kind of look like they go sort of funky. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. You can make it up however you want, but I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with that. I'm still going to try to keep it like it's a flower like this. So even though there's some black lines in there, I'm going to follow it the way I think it should be. So I'm going to follow this, and then I'm going to start building these petals out. And because this is such a dark color, I'm okay with just manipulating it to look the way that I want it to look. And then this one over here would not, I don't know, it looks weird coming from that direction. So I'm going to do it this way, just to kind of keep up with that same pattern. You can choose to do it whichever way you see it, but to me it just looks funny if it comes the other way. So I'm pretending like it's just folded up and over the center of the flower. This tiny part in the middle is going to be really dark, so we're just going to put that on there. All right, here's the next one, YR07. This is the one that turns it orange. And we're okay with that. No two flowers are exactly the same. So you can pretty much design it however you want. There we go. Now we're starting to make it look like a flower the way that we see it. You could do these watercolor and then you can do them however you want. I'm not a watercolorist, so I don't really have a lot of experience with that, but maybe sometime we'll try that as well. Why not? I don't mind doing crazy stuff that I've never done before. I do have some really awesome watercolor pens though. You guys can tell me if you want to try that later on. Okay, we're almost done, and when we finish with this flower, we're going to cut it out. That's going to be our next step. So I'll show you how the die cut works. Thank you, Cheryl. I love it too. Our card is going to be all three of these colors. So this is second to the last color. That's where we leave all the highlight area only. And again, when you get done, it's just going to look pretty. So you don't really have to worry about making sure you get the petals in the right exact spot. It's not really going to matter. I promise. It's going to look pretty no matter how you do it. Because I don't know if you've ever seen those things, those little games on Facebook or whatever. Your eye does the trick. It knows this is supposed to be a flower, so it's going to see it the way it needs to be, and you're just going to know it's a flower. So you're going to be all good. All right, that's it for our coloring tonight. Tomorrow we're going to add purple flowers as well. So let me back out, and I'm going to show you if I can get a hold of my screen. Instead, I'm just causing an earthquake. There we go. Okay, so this was our stamp that we stamped on here. And this is the die set. And this is the die. The stamp is one piece. The die is one piece. So tonight we're going to end up cutting all the pieces out, which means tomorrow we're going to have to color them already cut out. But I'm okay with that unless I just decide to do the coloring tomorrow and we can just craft tomorrow night. Don't know. You guys can certainly give me your opinion. So it takes a second to line this up because you might line it up perfectly down here, but then you look up here and it's not lined up. So you have to kind of work it. It is a big piece, but when you get it in the right spot, you can tell it's just lined up. Just like that. When you get it there, that's when I put washi tape on it, and these are old washi tape, but I don't want them to stick to my paper, and since this is new paper, I'm not really sure how well it reacts to this type of washi tape, and I don't want it to tear my photos. So I'm gonna pull one more piece that's brand new, and I'm gonna put it on my hand like crazy and wear off some of the sticky stuff. If I can find the entrance, there it is. Because I feel like we need just a little bit more of this tape to hold that down. So I'm just going to take it and put it all over my hand because I want to take some of the sticky off so it doesn't tear the paper. Some papers, if they're really, really smooth, it won't do that, but if other papers are not, it will rip the paper, and we don't want that to happen. So we will also tear these off very delicately. I'm going to put one more over here because on my Gemini I have to flip it upside down, and I don't want to mess up the cut when I flip it over. Not too much. No, it's not going to be a short video. We still have a bunch to do. It's just less coloring tonight. But this is another project, and I wanted to save some coloring for tomorrow. Okay, so it looks like I cut this one wrong the last time. The wrong way. Okay, so we're going to take this, we're going to flip it upside down, and then I'm going to put it, sandwich it together, run it through my machine. It will only take a second, but really my Gemini sounds like it's on its last leg. No judgment there. It's been worked like a workhorse. No, Cheryl, we still have to do the washi tape part. The washi tape part is another really cool part. It's not coloring, but it's really super cool. Okay, so I flip it back over, and now it's cut out all these little pieces. Like, look how pretty that is. Super pretty. And it cuts them so nice, crisp, clean, beautiful. It makes me very happy. You forgot that part? Yeah, we still have a lot to do. That's why I couldn't color everything tonight, because I really want to do the washi tape so you guys can see how that's done. So we split the tasks tonight so we can see lots of cool stuff. This washi tape's coming off really nicely. Definitely don't want to put it on there. You might want to test it on your paper if you're not sure how it will come off. This one is not behaving quite as well as the other one. This is the old piece, so maybe it's just worn out. Just worn out. I have to get a new one. You know what? I can take that part off later because we really need these. So I need to get this one. So we need this one already cut out. We need this one right there. We need this one. They pop out so easily. You guys will love these. They're so easy to pop out. We'll do the other flowers tomorrow night. We are going to add purple, so we'll have purple in our flowers tomorrow night too. But tonight we're going to do the washi tape. That's going to be the next step. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we have these 4. There's a little bit right here, so we're just going to punch that out. There we go. Now we have, these are the ones we colored tonight. We are going to make a card with these, but let's do the washi tape one while we have the die out and all the cool stuff going on. I am going to actually have to pull this one off though, because I need the die. There we go. All right, so now I'm going to pull this off. There's my other project, my other piece that we'll use later. That one needs to go in the trash. Okay, so we have our die back. And what we do is I have this roll with the same flowers but already colored, which I love. What I did was I made sure that the first one at the end of the roll is on one end of this die, so I'll be able to lay the paper down and use the die right away. Otherwise you won't have enough room. So I'm grabbing this paper. It's 110-pound weight paper, so it's a little bit thicker because I want you to see the difference between the coloring paper that's really thin. It's like about 80-pound, I think, and this one is 110, so it's going to show you how sturdy it makes these images. So we take the washi tape and you just start it at the edge, and it doesn't matter if you go straight, just as long as you don't have bubbles. So what I do is I take like a tool and press it so that I don't have any bubbles under it, and just roll the tape as I go. And look at how easy that goes on there. This one right here is our last one, because see, this starts repeating the same pattern, so we don't need to go all the way. We're gonna take our scissors and just cut off at this point so that it will be ready for the next time I want to make these. And then we use our little tool to press that down. So it pulled out, laid down nice and smooth. There's no bubbles, no problems. Everything is clean and easy. I did put a teeny bit on the table to hold it still while I was going along to cut that out. But aren't they beautiful? I mean, they're different than mine, but they're absolutely beautiful. This one happens to be this one. So this is how they did it, and this is how I did it. So the stamps you can color however you want, and the washi tape is all this way. So I'll show you how easy this works. This is the same die piece that's going to go over top of our washi. It lines up absolutely perfectly, just as the other one did. Need to take a second to make sure you're lined up on both ends so that it's exactly where you want it. Very pretty. This is what sold me on this set, because this is so beautiful. But then I said, but what if I want to color it myself? I mean, I am a colorist, you know, so what if I want to color it myself? And the lady was like, I got you covered. You can get the stamp set and then you can do that too. I was like, all right, sweet. So I bought the whole set. Stamps, dies, and washi tape. And look how much washi tape is on here. You could do this so many times. So if you ever need to make like multiple stamp sets, I mean multiple cards, and you have one that you really like, you can just make multiples of these pretty easily. So it goes a long way. Okay, so now we have it taped down. And it's a little bit surprising at how easy and fast that went. It wasn't difficult at all. I was a little worried it would be, but it was not. It was very simple. I'm going to lay this down, and then we're going to die cut this one as well. Pretty. I mean, this is, yeah, I was loving the colors. They were definitely hitting it for me. All right, we're cutting real quick. And then I'm going to show you how beautiful they are when you cut these ones out as well. Oh, my machine is on its last leg, and it keeps getting stuck on my metal plate. I need a new Gemini, and I have 3, but they all are terrible. I wore them out with cut and make and takes for years. But as long as it's working, we are good to go. So I'm going to pull the washi tape off. We're going to save that so we can use it tomorrow if we need it. There we go. Next one. That comes off a lot easier on this because it's washi tape, and the washi tape is it already has like that smooth surface over it, so not unlike the paper that we colored on. So you don't have to worry quite as much about the washi tape on here as you did with the paper. It comes off a lot easier. This one's already lifting up, so I'm sure it's going to be fine. Okay, here we go. You ready? All right, so they just pop out, and this is 110-pound weight paper. So they pop out very nice, easily. So super quick. But look at how beautiful they are. So this one has one, and we have to poke out. And they're thicker. They're significantly thicker than the other ones that we had. They're really pretty. I like them. So tonight we are going to use, I will tell you which ones we're going to use tonight out of this set. And then the rest of them we'll use tomorrow night. So we're going to use this one. And we're going to use this one. And we're going to use this one. I'll poke out the little holes on that one. And then one more, we're going to use this one. We're going to save these colors. Oh, we're going to use this little leaf right here too. People wouldn't know it's tape. They would not. No, it's going to be gorgeous. These ones have a little bit of purple in them, so we're going to save those for our tomorrow night card. That's why I chose to also add purple to our colors for tomorrow night. So now we're going to make 2 cards out of these, and I'm going to show you how quick and easy. Although I knocked my trash can over, so now I have trash everywhere. That's okay though, we're all good, right? Okay, I also took the sentiments and I cut them out. So I just stamped them with VersaFine and I cut them out with the dies, and they look like this one. So this says, I'm your biggest fan. And this one says, don't let the hard days win. And I cut 2 of the I'm your biggest fan because I want to layer them up. Even though it's thick paper that I'm using, I want to layer it up. And then on the other one, it's going to be, you are amazing. So while these are already a little bit thick, you'll see when you layer them up, I'm just going to layer 2. You could layer 3, but you'll see how it stands out on the card when you do that. So I also cut myself, I used 2 other dies that I have for background dies. So this one is from Stampin' Up, and it just cuts this shape right here. So I cut the square in the size that or the rectangle in the size that I wanted, and then I just cut this out, and I saved these other pieces for a card later. Actually, I think we're going to use that tonight on the other card. So I made that, and then I added a background that was pink, and then here's my card base, and there's my inside for my card. So that one is going to go with our pre-made colors. No, they're not. These are my at-home ones that I already had. The set was the stamps, the dies to cut it out, and the sentiments, and the washi tape. This is another die that I have. I honestly can't remember where this came from, but I know I've seen several of them out on the market, so you can definitely find one or use any type of background die that you have. So I'm going to use this one tomorrow night. So we're going to use this one tomorrow night. I used this one tonight. So we used this one to cut out those centers, and now we're going to use those centers on our other card. And I've chosen the blue, orange, and green that matches our flowers, blue, orange, and green. And then we're going to build this card. So we have 2 cards to build tonight, and I've already cut the pieces for you. We're going to use our Barely Art glue because it's my favorite. Oh yes, the sentiments are the same set. Yes, they are at the bottom. See them right here? Miss your smile, you are amazing. May your day be as beautiful as you. Don't let the hard days win, and I am your biggest fan. So there's dies to cut out all 4 of these, but not this one. Don't know why, just that's the way it comes. So yes, the sentiments are part of the set, so that part is super great. And then I have this corner rounder from Creative Memories that does this really interesting little corner rounder thingy. It's not just a rounded corner, it's like a pointed corner. So we're going to do that card first, and then we'll do this one after. So we'll have 2 cards more done. So we're going to start with this one. This is our card base. Oh yes, and if they don't, let me know, because I actually got this set from our local scrapbook store, and they ordered me the other set that I wanted. So I'm going to be going over there to pick it up. So if they don't ship, then I can definitely pick it up for you. Okay, so you know how I am. I got to put my inside of my card in there, always white, because I like non-white card bases for the most part. So we're going to use our Barely Art glue, and we're going to glue this piece in there so we can write our message. Most of the time, most cards that I do, I don't stamp or decorate the inside of the card. I have done a few lately, but most of the time I don't, because I like to just write my own message in there. Christmas time I usually pick a insert sentiment for Christmas, but other times I usually don't. Okay, so there's my your pocket shopper. That's right. You're my pocket shopper. Okay. So next I'm going to use these two on top of each other. So this one is cut 1/4 of an inch smaller, or yeah, 1/4 of an inch smaller than the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 card base. This one is 1/4 of an inch all the way around smaller. And then again, 1/4 of an inch smaller than that is orange. And then we'll add these and our other stuff here in a few minutes. So I decided to go ahead, and corner round these corners. So this is so old it doesn't even have the holder, so my little pieces are gonna fall out. But hey, if it works, you don't want to get rid of it, you know? I mean, I'm telling you, these creative memories, this is probably almost 20 years old, this little cutter. Still cuts as good as it did the first time. Okay. I don't want to be wearing those when I go to bed tonight. Okay, so I'm going to set my card base aside because I want to build this front first, because we're going to pop it up on the card. So I figured that would be a little bit different than I normally do. So I'm going to adhere these two base frame pieces together. Just like this. Yeah, I'm eyeballing it. Just saying. There we go. That looks pretty good. I'm going to use my little press pop here. There we go. Okay, so next we're going to take our sentiments, put them aside for a second. And what I like to do when I build a card is I like to take the pieces I want to use and I like to start laying them on here so I can see how I want them to be. I like that this one's long and almost fits in these little corner pieces. So I'm going to put this one on the bottom. And this one probably sort of here. And this one up a little higher. Now I know you might want to say, well, how come you're not putting it all the way up to the top? And I'll show you. I want to use these leaves. You love the orange and blue? I like these leaves and I want to put them around it like this. So I didn't want to put this box all the way up to the top because I have something I want to do with that. So when we glue this down, we're going to have to do it in the pieces that are on the underside first. So what I usually do is I'll just hold this right here and then I'm going to put my glue on this underside right here. And just attach this piece first, exactly where I want it to be, and then we'll place it on the card to make sure it all works out. And that way I don't accidentally glue the piece to the card and then I can't adjust it. So that gives me the idea of about where I want that to be. And because this is 1/4 of an inch smaller than the card, if I wanted it to hang over, it could. So I think I'm going to do that with my leaf for the other side. So I don't like leaves just hanging out like this with no end coming from nowhere. So I'm going to tuck this one just right back in here, just barely, but it'll be there. And then this one will hang off the end, which is okay. It won't hang off the end of the card. It's just going to hang off the end of this for right now. So I'm going to lift this up and I'm going to put just a little bit of glue right here just so I can stick this piece down so I can get the design working the way that I want it to be. I want that to go all the way in so it looks like it's growing out from here. So I just need one piece glued down. Like I didn't glue this down, which I could. I just glued this part. And my barely art glue gave me a little bit of time. That's the way you glue things? Uh-huh. Yep. Because I like to tuck, when I'm doing a project similar to this, I like to tuck stuff in, you know, in layers. And it's so frustrating if I've already glued something down and then I can't change the layer. It's frustrating to me. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but it's frustrating to me. Okay. So this one, now that I have the pieces that I definitely want on here, I think it's going to go about right there. And I think I'm going to use this one up here. I'm going to say, don't let the hard days win. That's how I've been feeling lately. Don't let the hard days win. Better than that. You like it? Here we go. So we're going to put this sentiment on there. And I like this sentiment. Even though I didn't cut it out, I just decided to leave it square because I just thought it still looked good just like that. It's not really the part I want to stand out on the card. I just wanted to add it for a little bit of accent. And then I'm going to glue this piece down because I already know that I don't want to put anything else on there. And I'm not going to dimension any of this stuff because I'm going to pop up the entire front of the card. So here we go. What's a keeper? Do you have this stamp set? Or are you traveling home? Can't remember if you're already home or not. And then I'm just going to use my press pop to kind of press these down. Okay, so the next one I want to be somewhere around here, and this one somewhere around here, like we had it on there a minute ago. I'm going to try to keep the width between these two approximately the same, so I'm going to be a little bit careful when I do that. Oh, you got home very late last night? Well, I'm glad you're home safe. I'm going to use this one to go on top of this section right here. But I want to be very careful because I want to put the other sentiment on here. So I have two because I want it to be just a little bit thicker and stand out, and I'll show you how that looks when we get the card finished. You can either put the glue on top of one or on the back of one, whichever way you want. It's pretty easy to do. They're die cut, so they're exactly the same. So it's pretty easy to stick these two together, and you could do them 3 high if you want, but since this is 110-pound paper, it's pretty thick already, so I didn't feel like I needed 3. I felt like 2 was going to be enough. And then you just lay them over top of each other. They're exactly the same, so they go together very easily and very quickly. Once I get them together, then I just take my press pop and I just press them straight down. I don't wiggle it because I don't want to move them around. Sometimes the Barely Art glue gives you a little bit of time to move them around, and I don't want to mess them up. So there we go. You can see how much thicker that is. I don't have a foil thingy, so I don't ever look at the foil plates because I don't know how to foil. But I bet it's cool. I bet it's super cool. I think I'm gonna drag this out a little bit because I want this to fit in here, so I may need to put this on there first so I can see exactly where I want everything to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue this down, but you can tell just by looking at it. When I hold it up, you'll be able to see it even better, but you can tell how much thicker it is so it stands out when you're doing the card. It really pops up and looks super cool. So I like it a lot. I like double layering them for sure. So I'm just going to slide that over for now. And I'm going to put this exactly where I want it. So I'd say about right there. I'm okay with it hanging off just a little bit, but I don't want it hanging off a lot. So I'm just going to hold that down. I don't know how to foil. I don't know how to foil. I don't have any foil plates. Actually, I think maybe Tyler gave me a foiling thing, but I don't know how to do it. I guess I might have to learn so we can do some. Okay, so look at how thick this is before I put it back on. Can you tell how thick that is? Just with 2 layers, looks like it's definitely thicker. And I like how it stands out on the card because it's thicker. So let's see if we put this on here. Exactly where we have to put this so that we can still see the sentiment. I may have to trim this right here just a little bit so it can bump up against the word biggest for biggest fan. Oh, there we go. Perfect. That's exactly how I want it. It gives it depth. Yes, for sure. It's easy, Tammy. Well, I guess I'm just going to have to come visit you again so you can show me how to do it. That sounds like fun. Let's do it. Okay. I want to stick this to the white piece first before we place it. So I'm just again gluing it to the white piece like we did with the other ones. Making sure I keep that bumped up against each other. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, and the better press. Yeah, I don't know anything about that either. I hear people talking about it, but I don't really know anything about that. But as I learn new stuff, so will you guys. Won't that be awesome? Because I will definitely show it on a live. Once I get through some of these new supplies that I have, then we'll make up stuff, because you know I like to do that. So I'm just getting some glue on here. There we go. Yes, me too. I love sharing stuff. Okay, so I remember about how much space I had in between each one, so I want to make sure I leave enough space, and I think this one will give us the same. Yep, I think we're going to be good with that. So now we have this one. So now I'm going to just press it down, make sure it gets stuck on there. This is where my press pop comes really in handy. When we get a shop up and running, which we will, just taking some time. You got to get everything in place. We'll have these in the shop. So you guys can have your own if you don't already have one. All right, and then the last one that we're going to put down here, we're going to use this last flower that we have. And I want it to be just kind of offset maybe with this so that it fits in there just kind of perfectly and centered on this white piece right here. I don't know if you guys can tell, but there's lace on those white sheets, so they look kind of cool on there. I'll show it to you in a minute when I can hold it up so you can see it. But I'm going to stick it first on here. And then we'll stick the whole piece down. But look at how pretty this card looks already. And you could put any sentiment you want on there. I just use the sentiments from this set because, you know, I do have some people that I'm big fans of, so. You never know when you're going to need that card. Okay, so this one is going to go right here. It's approximately the same distance. It's maybe a little bit more down here, so we could slide it up a little bit. There we go. That's a lot better. Okay, and we're doing all this eyeballing. Just saying. You know, that's how I am. Not big measurer. I just like to eyeball it. Just trying to hold down the sides that are glued to make sure they really stick to the card. Now, this is the panel that I want to pop up on here because I feel like just adding the dimension to it is going to make it pop up even better. So I'm currently using these scrapbook adhesives. I don't know if you've ever seen them, but this is what I'm using. And we're just going to go nuts by putting a whole bunch of these on here. It's so pretty. You like it? I know, I love it. Wait till I do the other one too, the one I didn't color. Oh my goodness, we're gonna put that one together tonight too, but it's not gonna be exactly the same. It's a whole different card. But I'm loving this die. I think I could make a lot of cards with just this die and stamp set. You could color any color you want, so your papers will change. You can use pattern papers. I didn't even use really pattern papers with this, so I definitely don't like my pop-up card to have any spots where when you push on it, it sinks down in, because there's no stickers there. So I go all out. I use a lot of these, so you don't necessarily need that many, but that's what makes me happy. So that I just use a ton, which is probably why I don't put card bases like this very often, because I use so many of these. And then we just peel them off. These come off pretty easily, so it's not too hard. I just use my fingernail, lift it up a little bit, comes off. I really like these little dots. I also like that they're black. Did you notice that they're black? So you don't really see them as much when you look at the side of the card. They don't stand out as much as the ones that are white. So I kind of like the ones that are black. They're harder to see. All right, we're almost done with this one. And we have one more. See, I told you it wouldn't be a short live tonight. So we had to get all our pieces together. Although you guys know I did 9:30 Central so often that tonight when I looked at the clock and it was 8:25, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to be live in 5 minutes. I forgot my time changed. Okay, so I'm standing up to make sure I have this lined up, and I'm pretty happy with that. Awesome. I have some Pink Fresh bling that one of my friends gave me. And we're going to use that for some accent tonight. Now some of these are purple and some are green, so I'm not going to use the purple. I'm only going to use the green. And you can, this is the back side of them. They are actually, oh, they are, some are green and purple, so I'll have to be careful when I stick them down. But I want to use the ones that are green. So there's a green one. There's a green one. So I just got to kind of pick them out. I probably want to put like 9 of them on there probably. So I think 9 would be good. There we go. Ooh, they're all, I got 3 different sizes here. So 2, 4. I need the bigger one. That one has purple. Oh, there we go. 6. So we need 1 more of each size. So there's another one of those. There's another one of those. Oh. Oh, good. There's one. That one has a little something grown on there. All the bling. Angela, you know where this bling came from. Angela got me this bling. Yes, yes. And now I'm about to use it. I'm just going to push these aside. I'll clean those up later. We'll worry about that later. So now I'm going to put my, I need a roll so I can cut to size. Yeah, I do. A roll of foam. Yeah, that'd be super great. I don't have anything like that either. So I'm just going to put a little bit where I want to put these dots, and then we're gonna hope I can pick them up fast enough that that glue doesn't dry. They are perfect for this card, which makes me really happy. So I'm gonna put this one right here. Hey, stick. Oh, are these gonna need the, are they not flat on the bottom? Oh, they are. They have like a little bit of a bubble. Have you ever seen that before, where it's not totally flat? So you kind of have to use a glue dot instead. And that's okay. Or you could use Crystal Effects. That would do the same purpose. So there's lots of options. But for me, I'm just going to grab these little glue dots since they're tiny. I'm going to put them in the same place as where I put that glue. So that's where I want this to be. Then I'm going to pick it up. Haha. See how easy that worked? That went a lot easier. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. So we got to put these on here. That takes a couple of seconds longer, but I think it's worth it to hold them on there so they don't come off. Although I'm a little worried about their size based on these being so much smaller. I think this one will still be okay. But the littler one, this glue dot's too big for the littler one. So we're just going to scrunch it in so it's smaller. Scrunch, is that a word? Scrunch it in. We're going to scrunch it in. And then put our bling on there. So that worked. Oh, cut them in half? Yeah, I guess I could do that too. That's a good idea. I never thought of that. See, that's why you guys are here. So you guys can help me craft. I mean, what would I do without you? You guys are so smart. Okay, so we need one here that's going to be the tiny one. It didn't like sticking on the glue, but it's going to do it because I said so. Just saying. Huh? What'd you say? Yeah, I use Barely Art glue on the bling as well, but these, they're kind of concave on the bottom side, so the Barely Art glue isn't holding them on there. Because the contact's not there. Hey, Christina. Come on. I'm not a fan of glue dots, but whatever. We need them because of the bling. I guess I could have changed the bling, but I like this bling, so I wanted to use it. I just need smaller little, oh, I need to use that half of one. There it is. Right there. should drop that. Wait till you see the next one. We have 2 tonight and 2 tomorrow night, all using this same stamp set, because I'm telling you, these are so, this whole set is so amazing. I love it. Here we go. Now we're gonna stick our bling on there. And I think this bling works out just absolutely perfectly. That one goes right there. This one goes right here. Oops, I slid off. This one goes right here. They're also textured blings, so they have a little bit of like a goosebump look to them. You can use that for lots of events coming up in your life. Look at how cute that is. Isn't that pretty? And it looks so elegant. That's what I love about it. So let's make the other one that we talked about. So here are the pieces that we did earlier. These are the flowers that are made with the washi tape instead of coloring. You like that card? Yeah. This one is going to be pretty too. I think y'all like this one too. Okay, so this one kind of has a similar idea like what we did with the other one, because we're going to use the same Stampin' Up! Die piece. So this is the die piece that we used. Oh, hi Peyton. This is the inserts from this die, and now we're going to use this paper that we cut those out of. So if you look real close, there's kind of like a little lacy pattern on this paper. So it's very subtle, but it's very pretty. And we're going to use this piece right here for the inside of the card. So let's go ahead and build that real quick. Hey Evan, I didn't know Evan was there with you guys. Summer, I bet. Or because you just got back from your trip. So hello to Evan too. Okay, now we have the inside done. So now we have to work on the outside decoration. So what I was thinking was I wanted to have a different background than just doing this. I didn't feel like this hung out. I didn't feel like this stood out as much as I wanted it to be. That's awesome, Christina. I wish my son would come hang out. Let's see how well I did on cutting this. Yeah. Okay, so this is 1/4 of an inch smaller than the outside card. So we cut them both the same size, these two, so I can layer them on top of each other. Now, if I really wanted, I could have made this a shaker card as well, but I felt like there was enough going on with this beautiful flower that I didn't want to, but I may make another one and make it a shaker, because how cool would that be? So I've used several of these flowers on each card, but if you separated them out and did them all on individually, or only 2 of them on each card, you could make a lot more cards out of one run on the washi tape, or one run on the stamp that you colored. So you can get a lot. I really like the amount of cards that you can get out of this little bit of work here. Okay, I'm going to flip that over. This one I'm just going to put straight on here, just like that. So I'm not going to pop this one up. You know, I like to be different, so I'm not going to make them the same. You could put so many sentiments on these and just make them, oh, I could just see myself making a whole bunch of these. What I need is, I need them to make a Christmas one. like some kind of Christmas stamp that I can stamp and color and dye and have like 50 million of these pieces. So maybe they'll come up with one soon and that'll be great. Not that I couldn't use these. I could color them red and try to make them poinsettias, but there we go. So now we've used the same die, same piece of paper on both of the cards, which I like. I also, this one I chose "You Are Amazing" as my sentiment, and I did cut 2 so I can layer them up again because I really like the way that looks. They have one? Oh, Tammy, I'm gonna need to see that. Can you send me a picture of that? I might need to own that. You know how many more cards I can make for Christmas super fast? I would be oh so happy. Like I said, I just discovered these. I didn't even know they had them until I went to our little local craft store and I was hanging out with some friends and I thought, oh, well, I'll go look around and see what they have. And I saw this and I was like, wow, that washi tape sure is pretty. And then that's when they told me, oh, well, it all goes together as a whole set. I was like, oh, I'm sold. It's really fun. Okay, so there's my sentiment. It's much thicker than the other stuff. It doesn't bend. It's not flimsy. So I really like that. Now, I have these. Oh, I did already stick this paper down. Let's see if we can lift it. You know, I did that exact. Oh yeah, there we go. I left a little bit of space there because I definitely want to tuck this in again, just like I talked about before, how much I like to tuck that stuff in. I want to tuck it in so it's coming out of the water. Stamp, die, washi tape, foil, and Better Plus plates for stamp sets. Oh my, that's so much. And maybe we'll put this one over here. And then we still have 2 more. This little one, I'm not really sure why they put this little one in there, but we're just gonna stick it over here. It's another petal, but it matches with these, so I'm just gonna stick it over here. Maybe. We'll see. Maybe I'll stick it this way. Probably look a little better that way, like that. And then I think I'm going to put this one up here. So even though I have these open spaces, I still want to cover them up just a little bit. So I definitely want the "You Are Amazing" to be right in the middle because, you know, when you're amazing, you're amazing. And then this one will go on this side. So that works very nicely. I probably want to move this out a little bit. That's why I didn't stick it down first, so I can move this over and give a little bit of space between each sides of that. And I probably want to lower this one down a little bit too, so it covers a little bit more space. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this one first. Oh, and stencils. They have stencils. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I can't wait to show you guys the stencils I got from the ton. I'll be doing them as well. Ooh, Dale made one and he showed it to you, but he didn't show you how to make that. So I will definitely be doing that. Just don't know when each one's going to make its debut on a live, but they will all make a debut at some point, so just bear with me. I have a very large bucket of new items over here that that I can't wait to share with you guys, and another one on the way. So you don't necessarily have to put a background with these, but I thought it would make them look different and unique. So that's why I chose a background, and you can choose whichever kind, whatever background you have. It doesn't have to be the one that I'm using. It can be any kind of background die that you have at home. If you want to put a background on here, you can just make it your own. That's what I love about it. I'm just gonna hold this for a second. So I really want that to stick together. She might still be looking, Cheryl. Tammy might still be looking for that. Hey, don't come off of there. I want you sticking on there. When I'm gluing this down, I'm really more concerned about getting the edges so it doesn't lift up than I am about the middle part. Because I did cut these with the 110 pound weight. I pulled on the little leaves. Don't you hate it when that happens? So we'll just place them after I put them on here. Now we'll stick this one up underneath here. There we go. And then we'll stick it. Now it'll all stick down. I found them. I sent you a picture. I can't send a picture in this group. You can post one in the group if you want. Or I can after you send it to me. No problem. But yeah, you can post it. Super work people. It's functional in the AM, so I have to go to bed, and I wanted to jump on his side. Oh, that's okay. We're going to finish this card, and then tomorrow we're going to do 2 more cards with the rest of the pieces that we have from this whole set. So we have more tomorrow night, so just come back. Awesome. Thank you, Tammy. Everyone, I would love to see that one. Okay, so I want this kind of centered in this space from this petal to this. Trying to keep about the same amount of the Y up here that I have of the G down here, just so it kind of sits about the same. I think that's pretty good. I'm going to press that down. We have one more flower that we have, no, we have 2 more flowers we have to put on there. So you could also pop these up if you wanted. You can do whatever you want. You can make it whatever you want, all on whatever design you like. That's what I love about these. I mean, you could make this a sympathy card. You can make this a congratulations. You can make this get well. I mean, so many things you can use this for, I think. Friends. You're amazing. Kind of want that to be like that. This is the edge of the card, so I need to be careful I'm not hanging off the page. There we go. That's perfect right there. Right there. Works perfectly. And this is so smooth because it's washi tape that you can just press it down easily. Okay, and now I'm going to add some bling for this one, but I have a little bit different pink fresh bling for this one. So I got these as like a free gift one time, and I was like, ooh, let's use those because, you know, why not? They're a little bit different than the other ones, and I thought they would be fun. I'm gonna check them first to see if they're flat. They look like they're pretty flat, so let's try one and see if it sticks, and if it doesn't, then I might have to use something else, or maybe just more glue. So I definitely am going to put one down here, so we'll just go ahead and work on this one first, see how it goes. Well, I think this one might work better with the glue. Yep. So I don't know what it was about the other ones, or maybe I just got a few bad ones that weren't all the way down, but I like that this one, this bling is a bit more vibrant, so it's going to pop out a little bit more. on this card, but it still matches all the colors because it's kind of iridescent, so it sort of has a lot of different colors. I think I just need more glue on this. And the glue dries clear, so we're fine with it having more glue than it needs to. I think I'm gonna put 3 there. I guess I just need to be patient and hold it there for a second. I like it kind of being around the name. And then I need one on the outside too. So I think maybe I'll do one over here and then I'll do 2 over here. I know they're not bundled together. That's okay. So 1 here. And then 1 here. And I need more glue right there because I didn't put enough. 1 right there. Yay, thank you, Tammy. And then I like to press them really quick with my press puff just to make sure they're on there really good. But then look at this one. Look at that bling, really sparkles. So these are the 2 cards we made out of what we did tonight. And tomorrow we'll have 2 different cards because we still have all the little pieces from the washi tape that we haven't used yet. And we have these to color for tomorrow. So these are 2 for tonight. And look at how easy they were. And we could have done them this way or this way. I mean, there's so many different things. You can mix up you can mix up the little flower petals, and yeah, and this makes gorgeous cards super fast. I like these sentiments right here too, and the dies cut them out really well. Different, yeah, definitely different than what we normally do. But you know what, we could put little people in here. Like, we could use these with other stamp sets, and I think I think there's just so much. It's so versatile. Tomorrow we'll do the purple and blue. So we'll use the rest of these, and then we'll color this same type of color combination for tomorrow, but we'll make a whole different, like, it won't have the same colors. So stick with me. Come back tomorrow night and we'll make 2 more. By the way, I don't know if I told you guys, but I got myself a new stamp, so you should be stamping the back of your cards. Haha! A new one. So now I can start stamping the back of my cards again, because you know how important I think that is. And then sign. Always sign your work. And then I'm going to upload this to YouTube for replay watch. And then be on the lookout. Follow for more videos. And come back tomorrow night to finish up this stamp and die set. If you liked this, you'll love tomorrow night, because tomorrow night we have purple, and you guys know I love some purple. Good night, Mama. Thank you so much. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe. It helps so much. Let me know what you think, and I will see you guys back here tomorrow night at 8:30 Central. And thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. I loved hanging out with you guys tonight. I'll see you tomorrow night. Good night.